This podcast is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and D20Radio.com. They came from the game table, dice bags in hand.
We have one brain that we share between us.
To talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you like it.
The original, then basic, then one they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D second edition podcast ever.
To help out or whatever, here I am. Okay, folks, hi, it's THACO's Hammer, Splat Book number 73. We're going to resurrect some stuff for this show. Now, I think Corey just did.
Yeah,
it did.
He just did.
That was a rum and coke.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know who I am, DM Glen, and we got DM Corey here who just...
What's going on, folks?
And, of course, DM Brian over in the corner.
Hi, how's it going?
In this corner?
Yeah, in this corner, standing 6 feet tall, weighing approximately 250 pounds.
Fighting his way out of Michigan.
Yeah, by way of Bridgeport, Connecticut, DM Brian. Hey, folks, what's going on?
Breeze could blow him down, yeah. Well, blow me.
All right. I almost said something, but I didn't.
Okay.
You know, Brian, if you were Rocky, can I be your drunk Uncle Paulie?
Sure.
that makes me Mickey.
Yeah, you're Mick.
You're a bum, Rock. You're a bum.
You're a bum.
Yeah.
Sounds more like Danny DeVito, but that's okay.
But, I'd be Apollo Creed. That's just how it is.
That's how you roll?
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
You get to be his trainer after a while. So
yeah, well, exactly. I fight him to a draw in the first one. I lose to him in the second one. I teach him the Eye of the Tiger in the third one, and I get killed.
And then you die.
Yeah, that's fair enough, because if we're looking at who we really want to be, then I'd have to be Ivan Drago.
I must.
He dies.
He dies.
Yeah, I'd rather be Paulie. You want the bird? Go out in the alley and eat the bird.
Okay, well, enough Rocky.
Enough. Let's get on to hits and crits.
What are you doing tonight? I don't know. What are you doing tonight? The burlesque Louie's Paradise. Miserable and lonely and stupid. What am I, crazy or something? I got something good here. What am I hanging around with you guys for?
Hits and crits.
Hits and crits. It's amazing how silent we are between those things. Okay.
That's what you asked this to be.
Yeah, you're like, don't talk. Shut up. I was actually going to whisper, only in America.
What has that ever stopped you guys? Okay, what have we been doing, Brian?
Okay, well, I've been role playing as a mover over the last couple of weeks. My girlfriend's mother was in a bad situation, so we went down to Missouri to go get her and her stuff, and we brought her up here. And I basically spent a week recovering from that because it was very, very physically draining work, as you might think.
Uh-huh.
And spent the following week just kind of getting things on a routine and things like that. The only gaming thing I've really done is that I went to Drive Through RPG, and they have, and there's this one guy has like these books that have names from different cultures and the meaning behind them.
Uh-huh.
So I bought like the Finnish ones, the Norse ones, Arabic, Japanese, Chinese, Irish, all those, and just so that I could kind of name characters better. Cause
you mean instead of Olaf Olafsson?
Exactly.
I'm playing Olaf.
Yeah, and that's my sister Olaf's daughter.
Well, if I'm ever going to make a Nordic character, I just turn on the World Strongman competition and see who's in second, and that's usually my name for my character that I play.
That's awesome. That's a very good way to do it.
I'm playing Magnus for Magnus in 1800 strength. Let's do this.
So what have you been doing, Corey?
My hand is cramped and arthritic due to how much art I've been cranking out. been over there filling in art and giving stuff to Solo Mariah and Smoothie over on Basic Fantasy RPG, their first or basic clone. Been doing a whole lot of. I got challenged by I think it's Library Lass, on their forum to redraw every single one of the original Dungeons and Dragons devils in her opinion or the way she envisions them. So she challenged my artistic skills. So I decided, screw it, I'm going to do it, and I decided to draw each and every one of them.
Oh boy!
And I will say, because I've been seeing his art on Facebook, I think he's met the challenge rather well.
Yeah, they're very good.
Guys. Appreciate that.
They're very good. No gaming for you?
No, actually, we had somebody go to the hospital due to some sickness that's been going around here in Pennsylvania. I don't know if it's going around the other states, but there's a really bad sickness of headaches and throwing up and stuff. And after that, everybody kind of stayed away because nobody wanted to contract the Pennsylvania plague. No real gaming going on. Next weekend will be the game, so
Good.
After that, then I'll probably have another story to tell you, somebody dying or close to dying.
Oh yeah, or goofy stuff going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of goofy stuff going on, what have I been doing?
Have you been doing?
Buying stuff. I got a generous donation because I'm doing artwork for Jason Levia, who him and I and Vince are working on Mazes and Perils Deluxe Complete, whatever you want to call it. So he wanted more artwork. And he commissioned me to do like 15, 17 pieces of artwork, and he paid me rather well. So, hey, more game stuff. So, what have I got? Oh my goodness!
Well, you're also boning up on your role playing skills, aren't you, Glenn?
Yes, I am. I do have my game on Saturdays.
No, that's not what I meant. About the play.
I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a slow boat. Okay.
Okay, sorry for jumping the gun. My bad.
The train's getting to the top. Okay. Hear that, honey? Anyway,
I think I can. Anyway.
That's what the kids say we say at night.
Oh, that's TMI.
It is.
Glenn, way too much.
I've got a few rare things. I got the 30th edition Call of Cthulhu book, the really nice one with the gold.
Yeah, I saw that. If you do want to trade for anything for Skullport,
yeah. No, that one goes to the con next year and gets signed by Sandy.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And I got you won't believe this. Okay, Saturday game, we're playing Labyrinth Lord now. Just like not much difference.
No.
But he's adding advanced edition companions, so he's getting into the race class stuff. But he gives us the option of doing just races class or race class.
Right, race as class.
Yeah, so I'm doing another gnome races class.
Of course you are.
We're in the dungeon, killing a lot of orcs and lizard man. It's a lot of fun, but let me tell you, I found it half price for like $10. Shut the kobolds up, please. I bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness from Palladium.
Oh, awesome.
Let me tell you, I told this to the guys, I showed it to the guys. It's like I brought in a whole bevy of Hooters girls. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Yeah, this has to happen. Oh. I saw, like, guys, the bathroom's over there, okay?
Toilet paper. We got a full roll of toilet paper. Have fun.
I mean, they just flip their lid over. It's like,
oh yeah, that is fun to play. I mean, of course the Palladium system is universal, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because me and a couple friends of mine who were heavy role players at the time, once that came out, because we were big Eastman and Laird fans to begin with, when that came out, we went absolutely crazy.
Right. I understand that, but still, see, we never played it. My group, I mean, I think a lot of them were snobs. We had our set games. We played some AD&D, we played Champions, we played Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Maybe an odd game of GURPS. But
just as a change of pace.
It's just like,
hey,
Glenn. Oh, Palladium. Ugh. They look down their nose.
Glenn, that picture of that Call of Cthulhu book, did you take that off of Facebook?
No, I snapped it with my phone.
I'm looking in your photos. I don't see it up there. I saw it earlier before.
Oh, okay.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. It's in Facebook somewhere. But yeah, they were just like ecstatic, and it's like, guys, it's gonna be a long time. If you want me to run, it's gonna be a long time. I'm busy, way busy.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my other thing. I was in a play. I'm gonna be in a play. Anyway, let's go on. So.
Wow.
No, I got cast in A Christmas Carol as Mr. Scrooge.
Awesome.
Oh boy, what a line load.
Yeah, he's got the most lines out of everybody by far.
I know most of them from reading the story and watching it so many times, but the director has this little idea of, we're going to do it like a reader's theater thing where everybody takes a part of it. We have a narrator, but other people are going to take parts of the narration they're involved in.
Oh, really?
Like when Marley's ghost walks in, he'll describe how Marley's ghost walks in, blah, 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 and then go into the thing. And it's like,
wow.
Then, so I got to do Scrooge's lines and all this narration too. Thank you, which is really hard to do.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much me.
Mm-hmm.
And we got an email.
Yeah, we got emails. Yeah, we got tons since we haven't done a show for a month. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll just throw one at us from our longtime contributor, DM Brady.
All right.
Okay, he says, "Greetings, Hammerites. DM Brady here once again. As ever, I continue to thoroughly enjoy each and every episode of your wonderful podcast and your fantastic insights to the great game that is 2E. You know what? Coming home and your mom just has a warm plate of cookies and a big tall glass of milk. This is why I do this. Thank you, Brady. I feel so much better."
Yeah, he soaped your rope pretty good.
Well, our rope. Come on. He didn't mention names. Okay.
I didn't say this was a circle jerk.
Well, oh, God. Anyway, before my imagination gets way out of control, before I continue, just a small aside to Glenn, who has oft described 2E as the redheaded stepchild of D&D. Well, if that's the case, then 2E is the Mary Jane Watson of gaming. A feisty, hot supermodel, or even Red Sonja, the hottest sword-swinging, flame-haired female of fantasy. Can you tell that he works for Marvel?
This is Mr. British Marvel guy, isn't it?
Yes, he is, yes.
Okay.
True redheads may not be to everyone's taste, just like 2E, but if that's the case, then why are they always the most desirable women in literature, TV, or film?
I like redheads.
I love redheads. I've always loved redheads. If you want a female character to be sultry, dangerous, and exciting, then look no further than a redhead like the legendary Maureen O'Hara, Christina Hendricks, or actress who plays Rita Hayworth, Melisandre in Game of Thrones.
True.
That of course.
And our favorite, Julianne Moore.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now you got my attention. Or even just as a humorous aside, Jessica Rabbit. Anyway, to those who scoff at 2E, I say keep your generic blonde RPGs and let me continue to enjoy my THACO, Descending Armor Class, NWP, and whatever optional rules I care to add. Bravo. Now that that's out of the way, I have a few thoughts on your last show, Splatbook 70, Bringing the Funny. I, for one, enjoy a good bit of humor at my table, but I do keep a tight rein on it. There's nothing worse than what should be a tense and dramatic final showdown with your carefully crafted BBEG, only for the players to undermine the whole account with a series of inappropriate quips. I find this very frustrating as I work very hard to create an engaging atmosphere for my players. Yeah, that's my major frustration sometimes. I've had to come down hard on one of my pals, my oldest school friend, in fact, as he would consistently cause all the tension, English, Brian, English, to evaporate with just a few unbefitting words during games of Call of Cthulhu or Ravenloft, games which rely entirely on atmosphere. And it's not like he was bored or not enjoying the game. He's just a joker. One of my other rules that I have at my table is no comedy names. Sorry, Glenn. Too many times in my early days of gaming did I have players who wanted to call themselves Eric the Cleric or Mac the Mercenary or Dildo Saggins. Wow.
Did someone steal my name?
Holy crap. Wow, that's just crazy. Let's see. My objection is not the humor per se, but more that the humor wears thin very quickly, and all you end up with is a character with a stupid name. Consequently, every time that name is mentioned, it breaks the atmosphere and bang. You're very much aware that you're just sitting at a table rolling some dice, and I've got to start the process of rebuilding the atmosphere. Yeah, I can kind of understand that.
Let me tell you an anecdote, sir, that will probably show you how it's supposed to be done. In fact, this is an example from the last game. Matt's trying out working with animal companions. And he said anybody could have one, and we were in town, and he had certain rules and this and that and the other thing. And so I forget. Brad he's playing a pirate dwarf with a monkey. And
wow.
Oh man, I got stories to tell, but later. But anyway, as he was walking out of the room, he was, do we have this? Do we have that? They're going like this, and I don't care about animal companions. And I just burst out with, I want a couple of owls so I can have a pair of Hooters. And he came back in the room and he says, I don't know if they have those, but you get 20 experience points for that. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, not planned, just sort of, off the cuff kind of stuff.
Yeah, but honestly, if that was said at my table, I'd give you XP too, but that's not an ongoing running joke every time someone says, hey, you guy with the 2 Hooters. Hey, you guy with the 2 Hooters.
Yeah.
You're being stalked by the guy with 2 Hooters. I mean, I see what he's talking about, though.
I know. We had all kinds of gags going on about the monkey, so.
I'll bet.
Yeah. He's using some system from Labyrinth lore where they get like special quirks and powers if they're a certain level, because they go up to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and things
they
like
go up
that.
level 2.
And they had this one power that we found out we were misplaying because he was looking on the wrong list, that the monkey has his saliva heals. So he had all these jokes about him French kissing the monkey or making out with the monkey just to heal.
Wow.
So we found out we were playing it wrong. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
Okay, he continues. He says, now, I know this email makes it sound like there is no humor at all in my games, especially as I raise another pet peeve of mine, comedy races. Yeah, I have a problem with that too. But bear with me. I have no problem with NPCs who provide a bit of comedy relief and regularly have them, but entire races I feel totally undermine the believability of the world that you as a DM are working very hard to present. The 3 worst offenders are, in my opinion, in my setting: Kender, Tinker Gnomes, and Gully Dwarves.
Gully Dwarves.
Mm-hmm. Lay off the Tinker Gnomes.
I knew you were going to jump to their defense, Glenn. Consequently, I've made my players aware that I had altered these races slightly for my campaign. Kender would not be all Tasselhoff clones, yeah. If I was going to run Dragonlance, that would be, like, first and foremost. They still did have a racial tendency to steal, not out of maliciousness or absent-mindedness, but because they have no concept of personal property. Well, as an aside, I think that's what they were going for, but I think, and, I love Weiss and Hickman, but I think they went too far with the concept. Because, they ended up creating one of the most hated races in D&D, aside from the Drow, of course. In my version of Kryn, Kender villages are more like communes with everyone sharing. No one owns that shovel or cooking pot. It belongs to the community. Now, taking that whole thing and just going, an extra couple steps with it. I could see it too. Tinker Gnomes have been toned right down, mainly because they're trying to talk like one was exhausting and way too much hard work. Yeah, I agree with that.
They are?
Yeah. When Tinker Gnomes got excited, there wouldn't be any spaces between the words. You'd be talking like that, like John, what's his name, from the FedEx commercials way back in the day?
Yeah, okay.
You mean the Micro Machine commercials?
Exactly, yeah, that guy.
Micro Machine, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. Whereas I decided the Gully Dwarves are more like Warhammer Skaven, but not as evil. They're filthy, disgusting scavengers who are totally untrustworthy and possess low animal cunning, making them potentially very dangerous, especially in large numbers. That said, I have used them to good comedy effect. And for example, in Dragonlance 1, DL1, when the PCs encountered some gully dwarves while climbing down a sewer shaft in Zak Taroth, the party leader attempted to talk to the gully dwarf and held out his hand in friendship. However, I had already described the noxious stench that had emanated from the filthy creatures and made him make a con roll with a -2 modifier to see if he could keep his lunch down. Not surprisingly, he failed and threw over both their hands. The gully dwarf took this as a method of greeting and shrugged his shoulders and also puked over both their hands. This caused another con check, which was failed, and another round of vomiting until the party leader was only capable of dry heaving, much to the amusement of all at the table.
You know, anybody who could puke on cue is kind of a talent.
Yeah, well, there was one professional wrestler who could literally do that without sticking his fingers
down his throat.
Yeah, he was able to do it. Yeah, that's what I said. Anyway, there's loads more I could write on the subject, but I'll leave it here for now. Continue the great work, guys, and I'll see you in the funny pages. Excelsior, DM Brady, a.k.a. Deadlock.
Thank you, Brady.
Yep.
So, you don't like none of my names, huh?
Well, let me put, as a DM of you, Glenn, let's put it this way.
They're more than just a funny name.
Yeah, they are. I agree. I like the dwarf. That one was just subtle. That name was just subtle enough that I was like, okay, I'll let that slide. It was just subtle enough. I mean, but like I said, when you came out, I always, kiss your butt about this, but when you came out with Harry S. Thunderson and you started actually playing the role, I think that's some of the best role playing ever.
Thank you. I keep forgetting you were in that game. I don't know why.
I was in that game for like 2 sessions, but yeah.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah, I think it only ran 2 sessions.
It ran like 4 sessions, I think. Then Crispy ended up killing you guys off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Forget it. Then thank you, Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Brady.
Yep. Yeah. What else you got?
Okay, we got a new emailer to the show. His name is Monty Hedstrom. Okay, he says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say hello and compliment you on a great podcast. I discovered the site via Save or Die, but I listen to all the shows now. THACO's Hammer is quickly becoming my favorite. Very wise choice, Monty. I've commented on the forums a tad bit. His nickname is Hobbit Fan.
Okay.
But I haven't emailed any before today. Thanks to Brian, Glenn, Corey, and Full On for consistently entertaining and off times, insightful commentary on the mechanics, history, and even sociology of Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't played at 2E for decades, but listening to the shows, I have a hankering to put away my newer stuff, dust off the old books, and roll some dice old school.
There you go.
Give in to that urge, Monty, please.
Yes, feed it.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies. We have Doritos. Now, see, I was trying to be nice. See,
the dark side is not nice. Learn your sides. You want to be nice? Go wear a robe and practice peace. And
when you pull that dice bag out and you start rolling, you get wood. You know you're doing it right.
Wow. Okay.
Every time I try to get out,
Ed Wood
back in.
Ed Wood, but
wow. I came into the hobby with Redbox Basic, then moved up to Advanced, then 2E when it came out. I was a freshman in high school, I think. We played Middle Earth and Forgotten Realms then. In college, I was in it, which was the last D&D I played until I came back from school and joined the 3E bandwagon. I played 3E and 3.5 and enjoyed myself, but hated 4E when I tried it. Like many, I'm curious about next, but I don't trust WotC given all their track record.
Yeah.
I'm sort of rambling now, so I'll sign off. But thanks again. Keep those episodes coming. Regards, Monty, a.k.a. Hobbit Fan.
Thank you, Monty.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Monty.
Thank you very, very much.
Yep.
D&D been very, very good to us.
Thank you very, very much. Oh, God. You see, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I mean, thank you for the kind words, and do us a favor. Tell your gaming buddies.
Yes, please. We need more listeners. Always.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay.
I love giving up my Monday nights to do this. Yeah, we need more listeners. No.
Hey. Yeah, actually, you do, Glenn. Trust me.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to do one more or move on?
Yeah, we can do a voicemail from DM Kojo.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we can.
Let's do a voicemail from him.
No.
Oh, come on, Glenn.
What?
I thought you liked him.
I do, but I don't like doing voicemails.
Oh, you are so lazy.
You'd rather listen to Brian regurgitate what somebody's already written down rather than hearing them say it in the first place?
Yeah, because then I don't have to download it somewhere and put it in the show.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. I was about to pull up another one, but since you insist.
Hey, guys. DM Kojo. Hey, calling in about your segment in issue 70 about using weapons and equipment in interesting and new ways. One system that really does a good job with this is the newer DCC RPG. They've got a mechanic called Mighty Deeds of Arms that allows warriors and dwarves to basically the players to describe some kind of heroic deed using weapons in unusual ways, or things like that nature. The infamous shield slide of Legolas from Two Towers, the movie that you guys mentioned, would fall into this category. Throwing, a saber would fall into this category. And they've got one mechanic basically that just sums all that up. And I've thought about importing that mechanic actually into my 2E campaign. If I take pieces and parts from other things I like, this is really a cool idea. It kind of gets people role-playing things and describing things in a cinematic kind of way. And then when we play it out, it's a lot of fun. Even if it fails, then I, as the Dungeon Master, get to come up with some interesting description of how it failed and any bad effects that come from that failure. So it's a fun mechanic. You could do it a lot of different ways, obviously, within the current rules of 2E or using the DCC RPG rules. Either one I think would work. So that was my 2 bits on that. Keep up the great work. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, thank you, Kojo. Okay, put that one in the circular file over there that says Spellburn.
Oh, Glenn. You just couldn't resist, could you?
I couldn't. No, seriously, I think that's an excellent idea. I was impressed by that Mighty Deed thing, too, when I read it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 2 or 3 things I want to snag. I took the occupation table out of there and put it in my basic, and I put it in Tunnels and Trolls. But yeah, there's 2 or 3 things in there that some people should snap up for their D&D game. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, my whole thing is that it's a nice mechanic, but it's already built in, to the D&D game. It's like, okay, you want to do this, you want to do that. Okay, fine. Let's make some die rolls and let's see if you actually pull it off. I mean, look in our own game. Full On's doing that all the time. Or at least trying to. Yeah.
But things, but people always want to codify something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Not the fly by the seat of your pants DM type stuff that we love.
Right. But yeah, I get that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, all right, you want to, let's see, you're trapped by a bunch of orcs and you want to ride a shield down a flight of stairs. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, let's make some dex checks here, and let's see how the orcs react to this, and see what happens. And you do like 3 or 4 dice rolls.
Could you boil that down? Could you boil that down to 1 roll?
I could, but I'd rather not. I
think that's what they're talking about. It boils it all down to like 1 roll.
Right, and whatever your result is the result. is the depth of your success or failure, I guess.
Yeah, roll the dice and let the DM go crazy,
Right. Yeah, I'll take a look at it just to see, because, if Kojo comes up with some good ideas.
It's
so
a nice
I'll
mechanic. It really is.
Okay.
Can't fault him for that one.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Corey? Have you seen it or anything?
Seen it. I'd like to, because if you're telling me that there's some good stuff in there that you can pick out, I definitely want to get my hands on it, because I pull all kinds of stuff out of different. I may not take something in as whole, but
Well, talk to me after the show.
sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, Kojo.
Thank you, Kojo.
Thanks, buddy.
Kojo. And that's our emails. Let us know what you think. Give us an email at thacoshammer@gmail.com or the number that's in
1-405-806-0555.
I picked that number, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, because I wanted a 405.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you live in
Oklahoma. Pretty much.
Yeah, 405 area.
Unfortunately. Okay, let's go into people skills.
The face is familiar.
It's mine.
And so it is.
Oh, yes, of course. It stands out a mile, doesn't it? He's so common.
A little lady comes in here and starts throwing her butt around. What is that supposed to do?
All right, forget I said anything.
Maybe I will.
Well, that's pretty good.
Don't tell me you weren't looking at it.
Well, that's not half bad.
She's giving it right back to you.
People skills.
People skills. Well, I know that. People skills, the necromancer. I have the strange feeling of deja vu on this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because
slightly.
Yes, several episodes ago we did the complete Necromancer's Handbook.
We did.
We did a slight overview on everything that was in it. This time we're just going to focus on the Necromancer as a wizard class.
Okay, it's a dead class, but it's fun.
Here come the puns. Anyway. Here come the puns. Here comes the puns. Anyway, everyone get ready. Yeah. But yeah,
and who's saying this? Anyway, go ahead.
God, I forgot. I should know this. And that's right. It was Frank Zappa. That's right.
If you say so, okay.
I think it was. So yeah, the Necromancer, of course, is a class that deals with the death and the dead.
Now, Frank Zappa as a necromancer, that would be interesting.
Considering the drugs he was taking at the time, yeah. Anyway, spells that they cast drain vitality from living creatures and restore life functions to unliving creatures.
That's right.
Bones, blood, spirits, and apparitions are all associated with the magical energy shaped and controlled by specialists of this school. Excuse me. As far as the allowed races, and I kind of understand it, but it's sort of kind of killing, I could kind of go around it, but they say, but the rules state that only the spirits of humans incorporate the energies necessary to master spells and necromancy. I don't agree, but
I thought it was humans and half elves.
No, just humans, believe it or not.
That's weird because it's weird because elves, magical, and obviously they're a version to undead, and the dead would be something to take in consideration. But just because they don't use a portion of magic doesn't mean that they should be barred from it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I could see elves, evil elves, and half elves being necromancers. Sure.
I got a lawful evil elven necromancer because he said, screw the tree of life. I want to go live in the city and do some things that I need to do to make a whole lot of money. And people are paying me for my magic ability.
Right.
Unfortunately, they want to raise up the dead of their old partner that got killed and find out where all of his stash of gold is before he goes off to the afterlife. Hey, there's a way to make money in town, I'm just saying.
I know. One of my favorite authors, the main character of the show is basically a necromancer, And that's how she gets paid, is to raise the dead for specific purposes.
And let's not forget that the necromantic priests too.
Yeah,
the ones who follow the gods of the dead and watch it do his bidding by bringing these people back or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Correct. Okay, ability requirements aside from the intelligence requirement all wizards need.
Bones.
Yeah, exactly. Since only the most enlightened, strong-willed, and intuitive wizards can become specialists of the school, necromancers must have a minimum wisdom of 16.
Yes.
Of course, with all specialists, all opponents get a -1 saving throw penalty when saving against necromancy spells cast by a necromancer, and they also gain a +1 bonus to necromancy spells or any attacks made by undead creatures. That's actually fairly important. Also, as you know, with the specialists, they also get an extra spell from the School of Necromancy, in addition to whatever other spells that they may have.
Yeah.
At 17th level, they get another +1 bonus when saving against necromancy and undead creature attacks. When they reach 20th level, now see, I kind of disagree with this because that's just way too high. I'd probably make it like 10th or maybe even 13th. But at 20th level, he gains the ability to cast a special form of Speak with Dead once per day. And all he has to do is point at the subject and concentrate for 1 round. And, the only restrictions that the creature that he's trying to speak with cannot have died more than 100 years ago and must be able to converse in a language that the dead creature formerly used. So, that's...
My Speak with Dead doesn't work. Dude, he's asleep.
Yeah. He's just dead. Shh. Anyway. As with necromancers, they cannot learn spells from the schools of illusion or enchantment charm, which means, of course, you can still cast fireballs if you want to.
Undead fireballs.
Yes. Yeah, you'd be like Shang Tsung from First Mortal Kombat. He casts fireballs with skulls in them. But yeah, necromancers, most, of course, they're going to be dealing with the dead. I mean, you have experience with this class, Glenn.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. My necromantic Undertaker. That was a lot.
Who was a Chirurgeon.
I had a lot of fun with him, really. I didn't play him very long, but I had a lot of fun. He was very proactive. I guess you have to be. Especially if you're
No, go ahead.
Especially if you're in a party.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. Especially being a necromancer and all that kind of stuff. Did he have the hat? Did he have the gloves? Was he about 6'10"?
I guess so.
Sorry, I just had a WWF Undertaker vision in my head.
That sounds more like John Carradine, but that'll work.
That'll work. Let's see. The Complete Wizard's Handbook, they also give the most desirable spells for a necromancer.
Hold Undead.
Yeah.
Also known as the romance scene in Twilight.
Oh my God. Corey.
Sorry.
Shame on you.
Shoot sparkling vampires on sight.
Yes. Yeah, with wooden bullets. Sorry. Now we're mixing our vampire show, sorry.
Just make a necromancer by the name of Glitter.
Gary Glitter.
No, let's not even go there, considering what happened to him. They give good low level, medium level, high level spells for necromancer. At the low levels you want stuff like chill touch, spectral hand, and vampiric touch.
Oh, spectral hand is a must for a necromancer.
Absolutely, because we
got a lot of touch spells.
Yes, exactly. And of course, at the medium levels, you can use spells like reincarnation and magic jar.
Yeah,
God, magic jar is a headache.
I understand that reincarnation falls under the purview or classification of necromantic spells, but isn't that by itself counterproductive to a necromancer?
Well, it has to do with death and even the restoration of death, because also you have to also understand that the clerical spells, resurrection and raise dead, they are not healing spells, they are necromantic. Because
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that, but what I meant was the term necromancy, the bringing back of or knowing that necromancers deal with undeath. Reincarnation tells me, hey, I'm not dead, I'm not undead, I'm back alive. I'm another creature possibly, but it just seems like it's, I know that healing spells for clerics are under necromancer sphere.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's just basically just dealing with life force and the transference of life force from one vessel to another, I suppose.
So necromancers are duct tape masters. The light side, the dark side.
Exactly. Then they start getting like the really interesting spells like Death Spell, Enervation, Summon Shadow, Animate Dead, which is like the staple. And, spells like Contagion.
Or my favorite, Tap Dancing Undead.
Oh, God. Stop that.
My extra spell.
Tap Dancing.
I think having a necromancer in a party would be awesome, just simply because if your food went bad. Dude, cast spell, bring back life.
I put a head in the punch bowl, but...
Oh, jeez.
A talking head.
Great. Wonderful.
If you get 4 of those talking heads, I would totally I've been proficient.
Oh, that's Devo, dumbass. Now you're crossing rock bands.
Anyway. Sorry.
Okay.
I just burned down your house.
Don't try and pull that on me. I'm a talking heads fanatic.
Oh boy.
But David Byrne kind of looks skinny and pale, and he could have been a necromancer.
Well, yeah. Well,
the lead singer of the Cars is a true necromancer.
Oh yeah,
Rick Ocasek,
yeah. But hey, he made out. He married Pauline Porzakova right at her height of her powers. At high level, they get like the really cool spells like Control Undead, Finger of Death, and Energy Drain. Which is, that's one of those that most people don't want to mess with. And then, of course, there's the ultimate you will never kill me spell, Clone. And, you're able to clone yourself so that if you die, your life essence transfers to your clone. And then
I'm a clone now.
Ow.
That's all right. If it was full on here, it'd be send in the clones. So
Attack of the Clones. Anyway,
2 high-level necromancers just gotta go to war with each other. What are they doing? The Clone Wars.
Oh, jeez. Well, the funny part about the clone spell is that most of the major mages in like Forgotten Realms and also Greyhawk, they use that spell judiciously. Because they know there are always others looking to take them down from their position of power. So
that would be a good one for a lich to cast in case somebody breaks his prophylactic or something. Or
he just called it a
phylactery. Thank you.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
I just imagine the female elven archer taking an arrowhead and poking it. All right, cool, we can kill him now. Let's test.
Oh my God. If there was room on my desk, my head would be on it.
Honestly, I call the clone spell Phylactery Light, because that's literally like for all wizards who are like, oh no, I'm not going down the Lich Road, but I need to do something like that, so I'm going to cast Phylactery Light.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you just put a Lazarus pit in your world?
That's something idea.
Yeah. have like a necromancer Ra's al Ghul, because that has to do with bringing back the dead, pretty much.
That's not even funny.
Let's see, and they give like a little ethos of the necromancer. They exhibit a fascination with life and death that borders on this. They're typically brooding, humorless, and withdrawn. Casual acquaintances consider him to be cold and hostile, but those who befriend him know him.
In other words, a perfect role for Johnny Depp.
Didn't he? Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, didn't he do Dark Shadows?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
And Sweeney Todd.
And Sweeney Todd, yeah.
Which was good. Yeah, I would say Sweeney Todd was pseudo necromancer. The Dark Shadows thing just I cried. It was like a Halloween episode of the Brady Bunch. It was terrible.
Necromancers tend to live as far from civilized regions as they can.
Which is weird. That right there, I didn't mean to interrupt you again, but that statement right there, okay, I'm a necromancer. I deal with undeath. I need subjects. So I'm going to live as possibly far away from any subjects that I would possibly need. That makes no sense to me. If anything, you should live like on the outskirts of town or near like an abbey.
Too easy for the farmers and such to go up against it with the pitchforks and the torches.
That's when he's to cast Death Spell and no more farmers.
Where a smart necromancer would actually be a part of a large town and actually be the town quote-unquote doctor or chirurgeon who goes, my cows died because of wolves. Oh, I can fix that.
Like my undertaker, my traveling undertaker.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He would travel and be people's physician in different towns.
Yeah, nothing wrong with zombie steaks.
Yum, boy.
Make sure those maggots are cooked through, though. Anyway,
tell us all about your necromancers and THACOshammer@gmail.com. Let us press on to Magic Fingers.
Eeny, meeny, chili beanie, the spirits are about to speak.
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
Sounds like a lot of supernatural baloney to me.
Supernatural, perhaps. Baloney, perhaps not.
Magic Fingers.
Undead fingers.
Lady fingers. Hey, Magic Fingers.
Hey, I like Lady Fingers.
A Speak with Dead spell, which you will find in the Player's Handbook on page 214 of the first printing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're able to cast that spell, you can make in nation to nation calls.
Yes.
Under 8 times.
And it's subspell wrap with dead. But did I say that?
Oh,
anyway,
I'm not going to do it. Sorry.
Good.
Anyway, I was about to.
Oh, by the way, this is a
break into rap, but I didn't do it.
This is the 3rd level priest spell, by the way. Mm-hmm. So wizards no can do.
Yeah, no, they can do it.
Really?
They can. Yeah,
I didn't see that in the spell list.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
List?
Hold your horses. Let me look.
Are you saying wizards can cast Speak with Dead, you weirdo?
Yeah, I think so.
The crack you smoke must be from Faerun, dude.
Okay.
He likes the halflings pipe weed.
And never mind.
I went through the list. I went through the list. I couldn't find it on there. And this is a VSM spell, special duration, because you get like 3 questions?
Well, it depends on your level, really. It depends on how high in level you are, because the higher level you are in experience, the more you actually have, the more questions you can ask, the more time you have to ask the questions, and the time of death or time of death.
It also takes a turn to cast this. The saving throw is special because depending on the alignment of the person you're trying to talk to, they get a saving throw if it's like way out of whack with your alignment.
Yep. Yeah, so you can't be like a chaotic good necromancer or a chaotic good priest and cast this on a lawful evil subject because he's gonna have that saving throw, and if he makes it, he won't answer your questions.
I'm just imagining like the dead, neutral evil guy like laying in his coffin. Like, come on, talk to me. Arms folded over his chest, giving fat shoulder like a little 4-year-old kid who doesn't want to.
Shaking his head. Yeah, exactly.
Pouting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a chart here. You start for up to 7th level. The minimum time to be dead is 1 week.
Yep.
The time you get to question is 1 round, and you get 2 questions, and it goes up from there.
Yep. And of course, the higher level you cast, higher level you are, the longer dead the subject can be, and the more
time, and the more time you have to ask him.
Yeah, because of course, as we know, as players, when you're looking to ask 1 or 2 specific questions, of course, the party has to, huddle up like they're on the football field and, make sure to get the question right. You know.
Dude, I would love to see somebody play this with this spell as a priest. Like they're chasing like a bad guy or whatever, and they come by like two guards who have been slain, and he just runs up, casts, and goes, "Which way did he go?" And the guard just like lifts his arm up and points, and he takes it because it's only one round for first, for the up to 7th level, so it's like one round. Which way did he go?
My favorite sentence in the whole spell description is, "The spell does not function underwater." I have this picture of this priest who's got like water breathing or something like a helmet water breathing going on. He casts it on like a dead guy who got drowned or something like that. He says, "What do you know of the crystal of blah, blah, blah?" And he's gone,
Exactly. Exactly.
What?
Wow. Wow. And never mind. I was thinking of it, Sam. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, this spell usually is saved for when the party accidentally kills the person they're supposed to capture, or the person they're supposed to capture dies. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, then of course after, all recriminations have been cast out, like, you idiot, we weren't supposed to kill him. Well, he was trying to kill me, and you know how that goes. And then it's like, guys, I have it. And, then just guard me. This spell's going to take a while, but, we'll find out what's going on.
What happens this is what's cast after Under the Giant jogs him too hard. Jog his memory, Fezzik. Too hard.
Well, I think it was in, Volo's Guide to Waterdeep, where they talked about the guards, the guards, and they said it's easier for them to, they don't have a stop or I'll shoot. It's easier for them to shoot and speak with dead later.
Speak with dead later.
Yes.
Yeah. Another reminder that you can't screw around in Waterdeep. Yeah. Eventually it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like they say that for their most heinous. That guy's wanted in like five city states for such and such. Kind of like THACO,
Right. Yeah. Or like a Miracle the Chaotic.
Yeah, exactly.
that one drawing where he's just going through the streets killing people with his magic.
Right.
Yeah. They pull out the
keeping a woman of 20 years old, just reading off these long list of charges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
Anyway. But yeah, so that I've seen towns use that too, like that. They keep any town where it's assault that has a guard or police force will keep a mage handy. Mm-hmm. Like either they'll employ a mage or one who lives in town, that they like, well, he's the mage, we go to him, we pay him a stipend every month, and he, does that for us and stuff like that. And sometimes it is a lot easier to just like raise them up and say, hey, okay, what happened?
Exactly. Yeah, tell us what happened to you, and
tell us what happened. Speak with dead. Tell us what happened. I'll raise you. If not, bye.
Exactly. Various specialized law enforcement types. I could see them having like a
that brings the plea bargain into a whole different light when you do something like
doesn't it though? Doesn't it though? And that's
from the grave, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see like what do they call it? Oligarchies, or what's the society where it's like the one in charge? I forget what it's called.
Oligarchy.
Theocracy. Thank you. Yeah, theocracy. Yeah. I could see theocracies trying people in cases of murder exactly like this.
Right.
I could see that. I mean, especially if it's like extremely lawful, like a lawful neutral society. Of course, they're going to be like, you killed this person died, under these circumstances, okay, speak with dead on this person. Let's find out what happened to him just before he was killed, and things like that. It has its uses.
CSI Waterdeep.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, who song would they use for that? I wonder.
Some Who song.
Yeah.
Squeeze Box. There we go.
Wow.
They're running out of Who songs. Now we're using these.
Exactly. Yeah, they used all the popular ones.
Rain on Me, maybe? I don't know.
Something.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it. But anyway, shall we move on?
Yes, we shall move on. Speak with Dead. It's a fun spell. You'll find that also in the Wizard Spell Compendium. I have no idea, but it's alphabetical, so you can figure it out.
Right, yeah.
That
would be volume probably
3.
In the pre-spell compendium, I think that's volume 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the one I don't have.
Oh. Anyway, THACOshammer@gmail.com, and let's go on to Loaded for Bear.
Bet you don't have a pair of these, Earthling.
And for the big critters, sometimes you got to bring out the nuclear weaponry.
Loaded for Bear.
Loaded for Bear. Okay, pull out the Volume 2 Encyclopedia Magica. We're going to talk about the Mace of Disruption.
Yes, indeed.
That gives you more bang for your buck.
Especially when you're up against undead. It's very true.
You'll find it in the DMG.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll also find it on page 676 of Volume 2 of the Encyclopedia Magica.
Yes, you will.
Okay, and what do we got here? Appears to be a Mace +1, but it has a neutral good alignment. Interesting. And any evil character touching it receives 5d4 points of damage due to the powerful enchantments laid upon the weapon. If a Mace of Disruption strikes any undead creature or evil creature from one of the lower planes, it may utterly destroy the creature. Skeletons, zombies, ghouls, shadows, wights, and ghasts, if hit, are instantly blasted out of existence. Other creatures.
That's ridiculous.
Other creatures roll a saving throw as follows, and they give a chart from wraiths to other affected evil creatures.
Which would be all the lower plane ones.
Yeah.
And
even if their saving throws are effective, the Mace of Disruption scores double damage on the opponent of this sort and twice the damage bonus.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a an undead slayer's best
friend.
Is Marav an undead slayer? Yeah. An undead slayer cleric who has a staff, the one you drew, Tareth, Corey. His staff is like a combination of a Mace of Disruption and a Staff of Spell Storing. Or Ring of Spell Storing. Yeah.
I bet you didn't know that, huh?
Well, yeah, I told him. Corey knows. Yeah, he has all the information.
It was in the description when he wrote it to me.
Yep. But, a Mace of Disruption is like a cleric's best friend to me. Apart from his holy symbol, of course. But considering that any of the lesser undead are instantly destroyed if they're hit in combat, which is cool. And, they have a really good chance to destroy a vampire and not have to deal with wooden stakes or running water or any of that other crap and nonsense.
Yeah, because, let's see, vampires get
it's a percentile roll.
50%.
Yeah, so it's basically a 1 chance in 2 that it will be destroyed every time it gets hit.
Which is interesting. They're rolling percentile saving throws. That's interesting.
That's from the old the first edition DMG. That's a straight port from it.
That's fine. They are monsters. They are monsters, so I can I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm. And it's, to me, I mean, you put this in the hands of a good fighter, who's going up against those things. Yeah. I mean, it's not just a clerical weapon. It's one that will destroy any class that can use the weapon can use. So, it's very, very effective.
Tis.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
But, I've put...
You ever used one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
In my personal experience DMing, I absolutely hate this magic item worse than any other magic item ever written down to paper and published by any TSR or WotC publication.
Wow.
Really?
I had a 5+ year campaign running with 4 of my best friends, where my tattoo on my arm comes from, and all of my veteran players are at my table. And the end of the campaign happened to have a wizard who was reanimating and trying to resurrect a god with the help of a Dracolich. And the elven cleric mage level 12-ish, I think, level 10-ish at the end of the campaign. Wielded one of these in the party. Ran up to the Dracolich and smacked it, and I failed my saving throw, and I rolled a 0-0-0.
Ooh.
Yep.
He took out the Dracolich in one hit, and everybody, to this day, all of them enjoy ribbing me about my awesome, evil, destructive Dracolich that went down like a chump with one hit.
Corey, can I say this? You know, and I mean this, I don't mean this, you know, in a mean way, but your buddies can be real dicks sometimes.
And you wonder why I am the way I am to my players at the table.
Yeah, it's like if you get away with something like that, yeah, you don't needle the DM about it. You just don't, because that just means he's going to try harder to kill you the next time, and so on and so forth. You know, it's kind of silly.
It is,
but
hilarious, but silly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is funny, but it's kind of silly. It's like, if you get away with that, you just be like, whew, can you believe that?
Yeah,
So
the other great use of these are giving these to my higher level priests of my God of the Dead, who keep the undead dead. Because since they're essentially clerical undead hunters, these things make perfect.
Nice. Yep, and that's actually the best function for them, actually.
It is.
Yeah, the death deity in my campaign is not the everything must die, everything must go. No, it's more like death is not something to be feared. Death is part of life. We will help you ease your journey along. And to that lich over there, you're going to be a pile of ashes on the floor by the time we're done with you. You know, it's one of those kind of things. So
bye-bye. Mm-hmm. You're going bye-bye. Yeah.
Yep.
Mason. So what have you used it for, Brian, besides giving it to Corey? I mean, like one of my characters that, you know, if you guys get high enough in level, you're probably going to end up meeting and going on various undead eradication missions, as they're called. He like I said, he has one. Back in my power gaming days, you know, no cleric above or no cleric less than 10th level had one in my, you know, in the campaigns I was playing in, because it was just that necessary. Wow.
Wait a minute. So we might end up getting one of these if we're going on undead missions. You mean I can get nunchucks of disruption?
You know what?
Chucks of disruption, oh boy.
Yeah, nunchucks of disruption.
That would be epic.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be very, very cool. But, let's put it this way. I haven't written out an adventure yet where I've actually generated treasure for it. But, if I would. I don't have a problem with it. You know, it's one of those, if it comes up and you guys find out, use it to good effect, so much the better. So, you might run into one. You might run into, you might run into a halberd of disruption. Or something like that, sure.
Dagger of disruption.
Mm-hmm.
Brass knuckles of disruption.
Yes. The disruption effect can be pretty much transferred to any weapon, not just maces in my case.
Whoopee cushion of disruption. Get the lich to sit down. Okay, lich, sit down.
Yeah, have a seat.
Have a seat. And he comes in a pile of ash all to...
Exactly.
Then the ashes go everywhere. Oh, that'd be a mess.
Yeah. Oh, man, light a match, somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
God, that smells like something I'm sorry.
That's right. Something did. Yeah, you beat me to the punch there.
Oh, Mace of Disruption is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But you can talk about it at THACOshammer@gmail.com. We'd love the email. And we also have a number.
Number is 1-405-806-0555.
Like a boss. Yeah. Boss. Let's go into Snipe Hunt.
If you only had a living brain.
What do you think? Escaped gorilla?
Listen, you're making enough noise to wake up the dead.
I don't have to wake him up. He's up.
It's time for a Snipe Hunt.
Snipe. We're on the hunt again for energy draining undead. White, wraith, specter, vampire. Yes, white, yeah.
Easy, slow down.
Whoa. Okay, talk. Okay.
We're out of practice. It's okay.
You can either turn lich or turn white.
Well, if you had any brains, you turn lich. Anyway.
Turn lich or go home. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Energy draining undead, of course. And it's pretty much true. There's somebody out there on the message board who has a signature that basically says there are only two things that old school players fear: energy drain and things that turn you to stone.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and undead draining, energy draining undead. Yeah, that was good. Undead draining energy. Yeah.
I don't know where to. They talk about level draining. They talk about energy draining. We've discussed this before on the show. Yeah. I'm to the point where I don't know what to think.
Right. Well, you just going by the book. It's hard enough. But, you've got starting with the white, which is the weakest of them at 4+3 hit dice. And their energy drain is only one level. Uh-huh. So that's bad, but it's not horrible.
Right.
Then you go to the Wraith, which is the next step up. That one, I believe, if I can find my notes.
That one is Charlie Sheen in the 80s. This cover, Back from the Dead.
I love that movie. I just absolutely love that movie. But anyway, Wraiths are actual spirits. See, the white is actually corporeal. It's an actual body. Once you get to Wraiths, Inspectors, and stuff like that, now they're non-corporeal. They're basically just spirits. Wraiths drain one level. Wraiths are 5+3 hit dice. Which
is no joke.
No, it's not. Yeah. The thing is, I have to be careful, with my energy draining undead when dealing with low to mid-level parties because, you run into 5 of these things. Yeah, they can pretty much, by the time you guys take care of it, you guys are back down to first level, which would kind of suck. So, most of these undead, they're immune to sleep, charm, hold, death, and cold-based spells. Poison and paralyzation. Holy water will damage them. In the case of Wraiths, if you cast a Raise Dead spell on it, it will destroy it if it fails its saving throw. So that's one way to defeat one. Moving on to the next step up, which is the Spectre. The Spectre is, I believe, 7+3 hit dice. Now you're really starting to get into the powerful ones.
And then we get the most depraved undead of all, the Whelk. Yeah. The Whelk is a homosexual of the worst. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of mollusks. We got the vampire.
Well, let me get there. Now you're jumping the gun. Specters are the ones that drain 2 levels when they hit. They don't drain, they drain 2. And of course, a being that's totally drained of life energy becomes a full-strength Spectre under the control of the Spectre that drained him. So then you got to deal with that. Uh-huh. Specters are the ones that hate all life and light, and they will destroy any living being they come across. They do just not care. And of course, now we go to the vampire.
Yes.
And the vampire has been like this pretty much since, I'd say, probably basic. It hasn't changed very much. I mean, it's gotten a lot more abilities, when it went from basic to first edition.
Uh-huh.
As the vampire has a 1876 strength, which is, nothing to sneeze at. That's the first thing. Of course, it has the charm gaze, but the energy drain they have is also 2 levels, just like a Spectre. And the thing is that, of course, anything who is drained to death by a vampire becomes a half-strength vampire underneath the vampire that killed
the vampire hierarchy.
Exactly.
Are we sure we're not talking about Care Bears here?
No, we're not. The Care Bear
Did you just say Care Bear?
Yeah, I think those are little furry liches, actually. But
let's give them the Care Bear stare. Anyway,
actually, I used the Care Bears as a template for the Juju zombie from the back of the second monster manual from first edition. The Juju zombie.
Wow.
It looks like a bear with claws. I was like, I'm making Care Bears.
I was thinking about Short Tales a couple days ago, but anyway, enough of the cutesy cartoons. Now, the thing about vampires is, of course, their energy drain comes by touch. And I'm like, with the advent over the last, say, 10 years, how you can probably thank freaking Anne Rice for it, who really led the charge. Vampires go. But my whole thing is that, I've talked about this on message boards, and I was like, it just shouldn't be the fact that vampires can just reach out and just touch you and drain energy levels from you. I think they should get that from biting you. That's my personal thing. And, there was like a couple of threads where, we talked about, just changing the vampire around a bit. And that was like one way that I would do it, is like, a vampire can basically bludgeon you to death if he wants to, but, if he actually wants to drain you of life energy, he has to actually bite you.
Right.
So, I mean, and not only
I found that bizarre in Basic that they had a vampire. I'm taking this out of the ERC now. But in the creature catalog, they had Nosferatu vampires.
Yes. Nosferatus, yes.
Now, they said the difference being the Nosferatu did, if I remember correctly, I don't have the book in front of me, the Nosferatu drains levels by biting you.
Yeah.
And the regular vampire doesn't. I'm going, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
a regular vampire doesn't bite you and suck your blood?
Yeah, that's what they do, but it's
weird.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And the thing, I'm looking at the Nosferatu here, which is out of the the Savage Coast supplement.
Thank you, keep it.
Yeah, that's where it originally came out to. I'm just looking at the second edition equivalent. Yeah, they don't have, the Nosferatu doesn't, that's the thing. And the Nosferatu can do charm person, all that kind of stuff, but they don't drain levels at all. All they do is, drain blood. That's all they do.
Right. But both of them bite, right?
Yes. Oh, and that's how,
okay, I'm corrected.
Right. And see, that was just my whole thing about it. Just that, vampires should be more like Nosferatu in the, energy drain. See, the whole thing is, if you really wanted to do a vampire like, Bela Lugosi and, Bram Stoker and all that stuff, there wouldn't be energy drain involved at all, personyou. That's just my feeling on it.
They just drain you, you die.
Right, yeah.
And they glitter.
Yeah.
Oh, you just had to bring
well,
that up.
They drain you and die. You die, you come back as an undead.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, I like the idea of them touching because of how high their strength is. Most vampires aren't going to be wading into battle doing range. I mean, due to their high level strength, I always have mine. They're fisticuffers, and if they literally get if they get the gaze fixation on you, I believe that's how they should be able to drain you, because as you're sitting there staring into them, I mean, they're undead creatures made of the negative plane. Negative energy. So that alone, by your being made of positive energy, in my opinion, it drains you of that. I don't think it should be levels, though. I believe it should be constitution points or something like that. But
okay,
the blood drain should be hit points, but I don't agree with it being a level drain for touch. I think it should be like con points or something.
Yeah. That was also another. And by the way, look who's here!
Yay!
Greetings, Gamer Nation. I am here.
We almost got away with it.
No, you cannot start without me.
Hello, this is either Kermit the Frog or Mike Stewart from Saber Dog. No,
you're gonna have to edit that. You're gonna have to edit that out, Glenn.
No. It's a joke. It's a joke on there because every time Vince is on there and he does Mike, he sounds like Kermit. Or no, I'm sorry, he does Liz and I do Mike and he sounds like Kermit the Frog. So he goes, "Hi, I'm Liz," and I go, "Hi, I'm Mike."
Kermit the Gamer here. Today's game is brought to you by the number 1.
Go away, Muppet.
Oh, everyone, Mike Rover. Ha!
So full on, we're talking about glittering vampires.
That's right. Anyway, we're talking about energy draining undead, wights, wraiths, specters, and vampires. You want to weigh in on that? Booyah!
Awesome. If I had known about what they were going to do in 3E, I'd have enjoyed my 2E game in the first place, because I like the attribute damage that they brought in later. But hey, level draining undead in the 2E game is one of the most horrifying things that gamers run into in all forms. If you have one of those monks in your party who likes to slap things silly, go ahead. Deliver 7 punches to the vampire. I dare you.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You're not supposed.
Oh, this is the touch drain, right?
Correct.
Oh, I thought it was the bite drain.
If you're a martial artist or a monk, you don't karate chop Mr. Spectre over there.
That's when you
just don't do it.
If you're a class level ghoul, ghast, wraith, monk, or vampire.
Now see,
that's when you bring up the chucks of disruption.
Exactly. Executively, as Corey came up with, which was a very good idea because Corey now wants a pair of nunchucks of disruption.
Oh yeah,
I think there's 2 pair that have to go in the game.
No, if he's good enough, he can pull and enter the dragon. Sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
Yeah. So like we were saying, we were just talking about how I always thought that vampires shouldn't drain by touch. They should drain with their bite. And Glenn brought up the Nosferatu, which is a vampire type. They just don't drain energy. All they do is just suck your blood.
The king
and you die.
The king.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They suck and they die.
Yep, exactly. And we were just riffing on that when you showed up. So how have you been, Mr. Full-On Gamer?
Working, busy. Had a whole week of objective reality training.
Objective can you explain
close quarters combat, reflexive fire, mount techniques.
Oh, awesome!
Whoa, what was that last one?
Mount, M-O-U-T.
Oh, mount.
Movement over urban terrain.
I heard an N in there and got a look at it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
he got wood on that. Anyway.
So
they could do. Sign me up. They teach that in the Army. Okay.
But yeah, so it's also it's good for you to join us, Mr. Full-On Gamer.
Thank you. So how do you use level draining, or rather, energy draining undead in your games, Full-On?
Cautiously, because people really hate it.
Really?
Because of the restoration spells cost a bundle.
Yes, they do.
And are the cheaper alternative to just leveling up again.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cheaper in the short term, not in the long run. Because because it's an instant adventure hook right there. Your friend here needs to have his levels. He's been energy drained. Okay, we'll do that.
It's an energy hook right there, but it's also a potential TPK element right there, especially if you're throwing level draining undead in prior to an event in the dungeon that requires people of certain level to have certain spells available, which they conceivably could no longer have available if they are not properly protected from the level draining undead.
Right.
That someone may or may not be aware of or properly prepared for earlier in the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So having a lot of research ahead of time is key, critical, and important, or having a fallback plan. This is why the Band-Aid in the party has to be willing to be a Band-Aid in the party and occasionally get some of those restorative, healing, healthful spells, not just, I want to blow stuff up too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if the ability to do that is dependent on their ability to spontaneously cast curative spells or have spheres and schools or whatever it is that they have at their beck and call for divine powers to be able to bring that back in, that's great. But it's kind of critically important that you drop the hint early that, by the way, you might be facing level draining undead in this adventure. Or, if you're going to be the bad guy and do that to them without warning, have some kind of restorative magic built into the adventure somewhere, item, person,
agreed.
that's back in a rock that you chips off and stick under your tongue, something to make up for the fact. Otherwise, players will hate you and you'll wind up duct taped to the top of your desk.
I hate to ask this question because I know what the answer is going to be. I said, is there any kind of protection from draining? Are you going to, Mace of Disruption.
No, negative plane protection.
Okay.
Yeah, great protection if you know to have it in place before you go in.
Okay. Ring of hide behind the paladin.
Negative plane protection. Slippers of negative plane protection.
Slippers?
Ring of negative plane protection.
Yeah.
Prophylactic of negative plane protection.
Yeah.
No, that's what the Lich uses. No, I'm sorry.
Great.
Wow, I could make a joke, but I'm not going to do it. Or full on, you could just do what I did, and I just completely redesigned the energy drain mechanic because I was tired of players complaining because they got their levels drained.
Hey, that's why I was actually very happy with that evolution in 3E, and it was one of the things that we were looking at when we were all house ruling about what can we do to make level draining undead better, scarier, and more manageable. And 3E did it perfectly, I think, with the ability drain, and different undead drain different abilities, like shadows drain strength. Some things drain fortitude. Some things drain your dexterity. And if you go to a 0, you still die.
Yeah.
Right. Those are easier to get back.
True.
Even your first level person can get tagged more than once by a thing instead of, hey, first level party runs into a white. Boop, you're all dead.
Yeah, see, I would never do that. But
you can do that with a 3E if they run into a white, and hey, you lose 1d4 points of Constitution.
Yeah, but the thing is, you get those back. Yeah, you get those back though. That's the thing.
You conceivably can. You can also have them as permanent level, just like you can have permanent level lost. You can have permanent ability score lost.
It's the old story hook. It's the old story hook thing. You want it back? Okay, we'll do it for you. Here's a quest you have to go on.
Yeah,
less restoration, greater restoration, true heal spells. They're awesome things if you find the people willing to give them to you,
right?
Or cut the proper deals with the Ifrit.
No, you don't want to cut deals with a Ifrit. That's a bad idea.
Jerk ass. Do I hear jerk
I didn't
ass?
say you had to give them nice options. You just had to give them options.
That's the living embodiment of jerk ass genie. Yeah.
Big time. Big time. Yeah, that's Genie's sister.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
you mean Yabble Dabble?
No, that's Babu. That's Babu. You're thinking of the cartoon Genie. That's Babu.
He's going to give you such a hit.
Yabble Dabble. I can't believe he said that.
But with the blue blanket of protection, my sweet Babu can take care of everything.
I'm not your sweet Babu. Anyway. Yeah, I can do Peanuts quotes all day long. Let's wrap this up.
Okay. Tell us about your energy draining stories, folks. We want to hear them on THACOshammer@gmail.com. Well, time to close another Splat book, guys. This has been pretty hefty in the negative energy.
Yes. And, Glenn?
Yes?
Oh, sorry. I had something to tell you, and it just went right out of my head. I hate it when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, I'm only 44. I'm not supposed to be suffering Alzheimer's yet.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's pretty effective that I used my +5 full on of disruption right at the end of this Splat book. It worked pretty well.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Anyway, say goodnight, Corey. Or goodbye.
Good night, folks. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Brian?
And remember that little tiny dagger, that little knife you might have found in that treasure trove, it might have disruption qualities, so you might want to keep it handy.
It could.
Or it might be a dagger of life stealing. Go ahead, let the paladin dual wield with it.
Well, full on, it was too short, but say goodbye.
Oh, no.
all fine. Greetings, Gamer Nation. Have a wonderful time. I hope to see you leveling up again soon.
Thank you, Lawrence Welk. But
where are these bubbles coming from?
Tiny bubbles.
And I'm DM Glade saying, we'll see you next time when the hammer comes down on the THACO's hammer. Bye-bye.
Billions and
what about a necromancer with? What about a necromancer with wands of chromatic finger bones?
Oh God.
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at thacoshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at thacoshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the second edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.